Somo asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumadi no asuguso a wotie no ma yena mo asene yema mu nyina akwaba emfa momra dwumadi yi eso se wotie na wo adwenkyere wo question bi e de ebre ya your WhatsApp number is 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 na yentie de wo Emma editor my name say and the Benya the Honorable Sarah Adwoa Safo Esquire Ewo Studio. Hanyami Adwoa Bekayensa former MP for Domekwa Benya constituency. Honorable Akwaba net saying Bibi Aboko.
Me hoye na uswe.
Adumia. Na your friend is saying Domekwa Benya Yaboko there.
Nyami adum bibi aboko mumpa ebonti ye ho.
Oh, that's nice. Wow. Enti, let me see for more enim no. Oh, Parliament for how many years? Oh, MP for how many years?
You me da se obi maminchia metie for won tie titu ni won ai wo Domekwa Benya empesua so mechia wo nyina hemfo ene asofo akese mesanso achia me papa Apostle Dr. Adwoa Safo and Ekosiisen Safo and Manina Michia party mpanyimfo nso. Na will be sase me tna amrahye bedwa ekonya no so ma me manfo e wodo Domekwa Benya mfie dodo sen na metna so 12 years.
Oh, 3 terms.
Me call 3 terms. Me call 2013. And I'm exiting 2025.
Oh, okay. That's 3 terms. And the experience was memorable. Are there you would want to live that experience again?
Yeah, can I say, yeah, it's a memorable experience. Me koye na mebunu e wo ho nheda no so. Inti me fa ne say ye mu bia ne yesa ye mma no na ye mebunu no na ye nye bi da ene ye di kopie ho mama 29 patron inti ye koye ye hwe djuma no se ne ye kon kakra ye koye nyame so se oboa so amwa ye remu no na ne opposition inti 2012 elections ene de me ko ra inti 2013 na me opposition NP Inti boa me pa ma misua parliamentary work. Esan say uni aban office bi a oko and say uni other responsibilities. Inti na me te efie ho. E na ye hwe se ne edikanfo say chairman sabonsu obi amu dobi obuafo the late dobi obu ne ye hwe se ne Joa ne ye hwe se ne omo ye omo niema ne edisua aye. Inti my second term and
we call into leadership and
me pacho
we call into leadership with third term and our second term. You
2019
and that was 2019 should be your
2017. No, 2017.
2017.
Me pacho 2017.
That should be your second term.
My second term, yeah. Me pacho.
No, I be a deputy majority leader.
Me pacho.
That was a sharp rise.
And I many about di kaya with Timituna sa kunya so me pacho.
Okay, that was a sharp rise.
Anything na me sha ase me say ye koye na ye opposition.
Yeah. Opposition
no utna utwase na utna fie ho. Now we fie ho adwuma rules bills committee works just say unya dajia eboapa and I'm happy say some renum no many the current majority leader any mu at the same time the current whip any mu at the same time in the same no cause backbenchers and say no man no gidi power ho no mu na me share wo mu mienu finfin na and so we me hu ne say adwuma me yire me hu suaye because me core parliament and so man practice it.
Okay.
Into my first 4 years, though my firm, not my law firm, no what dear, but my farm boom. It's answer, no, me see me boss baby, I'm a cono, a near man on a me pessimisia, na me who a jumani sui, Tinyaco Ponso, madam.
And for you, when you became deputy leader of the majority side as a surprise to you? You had prepared for it.
Oh, me can say yes, it came as a surprise.
Okay.
Na ye ba mu obia wo baby ano wo hwe say ye pese ye de ne ko and all that. Inti na ye hwe say ebia ministry bi ana say but man dan dream say ye be mama tena efie honom. And na oba bia nso the ma na uti anim was leadership. Aya deputy whip. Second deputy and aya na etaye oba. Inti me call parliament na ye minority deputy whip na oyo oba no chair women's caucus. Aya honorable Natoshi Ado. Michiano pa. Inti na and then on the other side Haji Abafo honorable Doyo Munyina. You know the trend in practice e wo fie ho no na akwa say e ma no na sabi bia ye twato. Inti say uba bedi immediate leader of a whole caucus leader ni hono mo una ye government business una oni speaker sheshe ne we see here business committee una we even committees that were parliament just say adwuma no edoso and at the moment so we oba leadership no imba na ewo mrashe bedwam ho nyina ho ano boabo ano so automatically no una chair the women's caucus inti me danyame asese sa akwenya no ebeto me na so na me danyame ase nso say and it's in the hands that oza bibia wo ye bia no chima eba no wo mo kan a wo mu behu modene bo a nso bo e wo mrashe bedwam.
Leadership is concerned no you broke the glass ceiling, right? Not just a now obia or babia meye either minority or majority leader
deputy mpacho deputy de na obia entna say kunyane so eda.
That's interesting. I think we've not really made noise about that aspect. No? I think it's a good one. You said that making noise about
inti me hwe ni mu and a trend no so atwa so inti me honorable ma part Patricia Apeji ono so abaye the second inti me wa rehemu say emre bi beba ye nuanom ne dondodo for ya majority side no almost oba betimi arise either to be a whip or a deputy majority.
My member opportunity to speak to this that perception say you've ridden on the back of Opapa to get where you are even as a backbencher first term, second term, what be a deputy majority leader. Really, there are those who believe, say, Adwoa Safo de ne papa na pulling along in a political career. Then our kafas asem no.
Oh, ni edi kan me ka se adepa. Enya adeboni. Okay. Obi ani modern bo me papa wa bo e wo man yi mu. Ene na sorry ne kese edoma okura eba abodi empense mu ne mu hwehwemu which is science technology obi anim ne contribution enti say me faili with this name a big failure enti me de me susu say me papa din e bata me ho esa obo e de to ho e kwan e otwa de to ho mpo ena ma ya je me wo me mpeso ya so enti me ntwi me ho free eno ho in any way. Name so no say ride on that back and I say disana monwa tutu unansisi papa de na asisi mu ne edu koduru a se be koduru won so anyo na ebe ye adwuma ne de ama e wo mu se me papa modene bo ena de me call mrashe bedwan which is the largest constituency e wo Ghana inti votes a ye de bae no na ye cha ye yimi fi mu a enye yi na mom no ye besa ba mrashe bedwa fie ho no impanyimfo wo ho me beto adikanfo edin mpo se ba akofo mpo na didin ne beto ho a ye be bisa ne ya hwe ye be ko hanzad mu oba first time then na why din sronko na mo ahu na meka se mra na minnimu no nso eboae mrahye bedwam baabi wo ho no mo a eno na ye adwuma no paa wo mrahye bedwam so bedu ho no na cameras no se be menu media fo no mo adwane eno ye kwan ya ye fa so a ye de ye mra bills no e be ba first reading won say second reading third reading and sana passage sa process no eno ni ene de hwe eno ni adwuma pa ye ka se wo wie mrahye bedwani a e wo se wutimi ye eno na me ka se me to me bo ase me kwa ene me ni so wonwan I ka we sorry and I delete insert and I move I be bit wording but me bo modne e kwotran panyifo e bi nchen e ma wo mo kire inti me first time there metimi aka say na e ba bills say ye yemra upo ba na de bia wotimu a woni omu ya na me ka ho bi inti me susu se me papa dino aboa na mum me so me modernable and me credentials and so aboa me papa
now this year then we know you are no longer in parliament presently then as far as politics is concerned then
politics CCA no senior winning no NPP amanyuku biakwa abato 2024 na anko ya mayeno yeah regrouping yeah rebuilding yeah restructure the whole party inti emwa yenso yetimi ye de aboa sa dwumadie no restructuring regrouping rebranding whatever na ebema 2028 ye betimi akogina kun nanimu na yetimi adinku nimu no eno na ye nyina asisi ye so na behwesa unimbe ya adwen so se niam bebre so bekoso dwumadie bebre bekoso kra nsana abato na duru so ye be internal elections and ho nkeka ho inti ni nyina mu no afei na we behu so we unity we consult we inti ni nyina no ye wo mu bia ye hwe ni ya hwe ni ya we ya carry ni padom na epe especially party positions no it's say party ni the winning power na ye be stronger na yetimi 2028 election.
But should we be surprised say you unfoni be on a ballot paper for 2028 elections? Should we be? And as we should not be surprised. In the emphasis say enye yawa say be ye hu say Adwoa Safo say be contest or domeko abenya, for example. Should we be surprised?
Me who say emrenin so for sankomodie no domeko abenya ye ade makoma ewo mu pa ewo mo ho na eyempeso anso a presidential election ehu hia papa if sense it say impeso be enum ayaka abum inti emma dodo ogu ho ni pagu ho na ne meka ne se emrenin so ye nanso emre so a ye meka ne se atete ne ma bi koso ewo ho ewo dome me mpesua ne so ho we sorry no waka we sorry no waka ne mesere wo se party eba opposition sabi unya openipa kraba polling station meeting a obrewu ono bibi anywhere motivate you bi inti samos yeside sa wetime waka me sa beka ho a regrouping restructuring any rebranding any recapturing power na ye ka ni nyina no emwaye ti mesere wo mo so obi ama na koma mra fom ni ye nyina ye nko back to the drawing board e die ni ye ai to osini impesua ne so mini abema wo fa ne say NPP stronghold into uyo wanyo ube winia edibeyo a very complex constituency dynamics na woman one tiasia na wa mafomo ama efom fo na amfa wo so kakra ubema Until we need the right person, one, right candidate. You say here the right strategy, and the planning. And that's also sorry, I know what we need to make and not now. Miss Rewam so Makuma from a changing the dynamics need changing. Maybe sir. You could free Madina and you the back in the year 2016.
Okay.
Now, and a dominant in Crawford now settlers a one casano, a unianum cry for, and a unianum for a crafra. But and then, who passed our sipato, I was unpersuaded, so I just walk aside. Baby, I am. Into you had been said. Uko abane sebi history ni say na tie ntisa younger middle class of one na eti one na omo pe nkola na wo bank ni nyama na omo sisi omo dan kakra omo nyina ekosa side nti sesa one tisa na nyama se e wodo me kwa binya na uko kan se me stronghold odi akukọ kura ko gina ho kan se na ne ka no NPP odi akura odi akukọ kura ko gina ho a ubenya entisa na menim panyimfo a na e ka me ho ye de niam bebre ne kom asofo mpanyimfo a wo ho ahemfo chese ye nuanem muslimifo polling stations a na sabia bia ye nwi ni kura no me ba ye ni ye wi ni sansa man too many say aha na ye say ha nya media
but so winning strategy no did you put it at the disposal of Omoebe take you over from you no for them to be able to consolidate a Juma? Because you seem to have some magic wand not to win the seat.
Well, Dominic Kwabenyano. Yano Santana around Adwoa Safo. Ayana nyenkrofo bi de.
Okay.
But upeu.
Adwoa Safo.
That is the reality. Now so mini abema agro na ye na anaye di ne friend amanyo sem no enye ba bia na odo hwene ne wano kwa hyehye wu ena adwuma no maye bi da ena me free mu base ne wo hostel ye mfre wo na wako ye misa wo na wo ka ye nka asebra ho na wo ba one yard wa dream panokra no ni adane no na akoye adwin bone obi a mefre me
okay
yanka safa ne wo betimi so de aye fabra but no emu mabem me kan on point blank say me bia na omo befre no meba na oti ho untimintina hoza so I took a decision say middle belt yeah baby ye fi Ashanti region Babuno Bunu East or that middle belt no I will be part of the campaign
flag bearer campaign
and a national campaign so me so ne minim kakra efa mbabunu ho ano boaboa me so metimi aye e de aboa yako ye wini I think say e was say yetnase na adwentoatoa bia na e wo ho no yetimi aye na ekwan bia so no se konya no NPP dia wo
dome kwa abenya
ye dia inti sa wukogina minia wukogina na wudi nkukuo wo sa mpeso ya ne so a you should bow your head down in shame.
That's for the last victory in the constituency, which was the 2020 elections. Who we knew with a gap of bear saying
28,000.
That's almost 30,000.
Almost 30,000.
That was the gap.
I wrote from Professor Michael Kwe, Michiano.
Yes.
Onizito Kwe. I think it was 24,000 for Zita, and then he was 32.
Oh, okay.
Me bemu, me first time me free 34 no about 68 68.
68,000.
My second term, me about 78. My third term, and I'm about 35. But 35, no, that is where I started. And I draw any popularity, form. But minia, a mawa manyo semua, to da seni a ye a mawa manyo simuno. A ye buana sefim. My 2020 election was time that I was pregnant during the elections.
Oh, you were?
I was heavily. If that circumstance, not three, if free swa, yes, why unpopular, yes, you say, ye betuno, ye be yino, ye be say, but Yambisa, who say, a hin or DFE, Edu bedruo. And Mimi, sir, you may dear no so planning behind shedding news out or buy a two, when one or two. Intimate Miaka say that was the only year Miaka say
votes
a drop here. And no crano, it was with a 3,000 margin, which given the circumstance, visibility obawonim, Tiname Nante 20 times time I mean more and name Nante 10 because I'm more than a day akofom. These were some of the things, but you could still see say on my phone. Edomi. Where in Persiano Apostle Joseph Mupe.
Oh yeah. Godfather.
Yeah, oko kuroni so no na kuroni ewura. Enti watena wa na doye na sitting power ni omanfo na tena no. Ni base ewo ho. Enti bibi sa na etochima na niema bi anko yie sa na mo ntimi an consolidate sa base na ebe kwenti apale.
But there are those who also believe say despite the fact say 2020 said you wokan, I mean because of pregnancy near the internal visibility into say 2016 for example into a drop kakrebi ever.
Yeah.
But 2024 the belief is that your performance in Parliament between 2020 and 2024 largely Emma grounds a dema obia obe take over from you. And for example, absent without leave. Adwoa Safo no Parliament cross over adwuma kwa Adwoa Safo. Sanyoman assembly is culminating in the defeat munya in 2024. How do you react to that?
No, I think say party no Anthony maybe I say a man ko say sadie nunti ye betwe adwoa so and that cost me my primaries.
And the Maulusu primaries no?
My primaries was orchestrated no credit that one no waka kwan bia so ye be yi no afi ho
because on the party na ni ye wo
parliament na enumu no na wan hwe ni ye a wo de party ketua kakra no enkrofo be kwa akoto aba yi wo bi e de na kwa akogina ho na omamu ni nyinara enso mpesa nipa no ni ekoso wo mrahye bedwamu nyinara wai obie adia ne ka din wo wiase impoma abofra wo de adia hye ne nsa o say thank you o ya de bonu so ka sorry o so wonka se maye bibi mon fancheme abofra kwa ne kan ye ne din inti se panyini tenase o se niema bi na mo antimase enne koye ne ye inti mon fa me bone ncheme masaba me sha ase mpo na me ba no to sumienu akosu amonima me bi Parliament na afi na wadi 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Me deni tena kemu yeah me deni tena kemu no me feed ni wo from some ni nyina kosi 2020 no when who mean sa e wo mrahye bedwam me te ho me ye madwuma ne wo se me ye de boa party me ye ne wo se me ye de boa oman no me ye inti mra bi adu na muhume na bibi koswa enti me master eyeni da ho bone wom na saade ne nyemisu ene me ban na mom communication sene ye betse ena me ka se emma yensem ni bi wo hono mo amanyo semu no ye no so ni ntino enti ase no uyonku ba kwa na bete wase a dodo ne ye mema 275 ayi na ye mrache bedwafo mo ye ma a se bi o meka se aye nua be oku bibi mu ntina ye hu no.
But who was supposed to do the committee? Because we say at the time, from the party's perspective, 137. Omanya independent candidate Bakwama 138. The numbers were tight. Into MPP we started will say will play with, but they would think say deliberate because you were holding all of them to ransom. Communication now we cannot find there was a communicating to the party.
Me dear me susu say me communicate to nkofo a na me susu say ye mpanyufo na wo se wo mu hu.
Okay.
And me buy yes and me buy wo ebi kwatena radio su edi mate me colleagues ebi aba adwoa ni enim ye paucho adwoa ni enim ye paucho but enye nsem nyina so na in the heat of the moment oh ye nyina nkra ni muntu tudu nkra ni na me susu se mpanyufo e wo se wo mu hu ne de wo mu nim ebi no mu susu se enhu hia se ye de sansem ne be den e betudwa but ade ba ko a me regret baako I will never e-levy I de bomb charge
e-levy said at the time this was a critical piece of legislation and now buying people push it through to rescue the economy. Numbers near tied. The opposition was on government said they will never allow or more just one number more than the opposition. Adwoa Safo also beka homa buying the 138. And you say you will not regret?
No. Oh, e-levy. Ban. Yentoboana aban pese yenjije.
Sure.
Nipa womanfo a ewo Ghana say bia wo ye momo bank to online banking that kind of niamano. Electronic transactions.
Sure.
Ne baaye no anhyehyɛ ne baaye no esoro ho no ye mu bi no ne yesusu sɛ emmoa Ghana.
You had that personal conviction.
Exactly. So
say e-levy
emmoa yen esan sɛ me baby a me fi any baby a yetete me papa ofri grass and wako grace mu.
Okay.
Just ofri him and nyame aye no defo ene oba yen so no ne ode atete yen ne asore ne ginafo eye charity eye se eboa ehiafo ye boa onibiefo inyanka na sebe minua me se ne na me hu 11 ni se me nam kwan hu na me hunu on to body ko fibro kuman chese wo he body ni nyina na egu ho no wo boa no kwa nu 500 Ghana obi ne dwetire 100 na watoto a o se me maami wo ekura me sendi sika akoma no okotena so no wo sendi kakra na wanya na ya tin na and sit well
with you.
And na many ma sorry mpanyimfo ne me papa mo so de matena sesa de amode ba no dodo no ebeko tia ni pasitene mo ahokyere no beye mo enti munyai. I was torn between my church and my political party. Some the party see yanko. And no, so I wouldn't even consultations are omode ye de ba first om se yanko engagement say wo grassroots ni nyama ni nyina. Enti where me baby are producing me fee, which is Domiko Abinya, which is my papa sorry for, and my papa sorry.
Bebre no so take
bebre no so te ho na bebre no so sebe eye
bodwa for no.
Exactly. Omo na ye bodwa adwuma omo so na do so wo man ni mu. na omuti ade ya say no more reducing it to this level kokwaya to training into so awoton na or de ma a crisis e fa hwene ma me o yare ni yete no nti yaye hwa sadie eye ebeku atia. I took a firm decision, say I would abstain.
You would abstain
from it. Yes, I'll recuse myself. Me recuse it. And then me kadishin yamye ni mwenyam say baby ame papa de me jina wa sorry ni mu. If I had gone against that, anke ne obi po accept me wo abusua ni mu. Kwa yenya sorry na yenya sorry yo abusua. Nti na otisa fo baby safo. And so omo kasa and omo soon e was say yemi soon. And I'm looking forward to that day in our politics wa Ghana. Obia betimi etire mahye bedwam ho. Ebe vote because anyese party ahwepe no. Na mo constituency for ne say your party ade kura na emmoa yetimi vote against. That will enrich our democracy. Na say your quality, go ye nyina your quality.
But did you make this principled position? O katre o party for momo omo say this is why you don't want to be part of the vote. Including parliamentary leadership, no?
Because I didn't start with parliament.
Okay.
A government policy. It just started with cabinet. That is where it starts. And then, because Dr. Baumia ni yedene ko 2024 elections. Na osi oba onwa dia yede ba ye e-levy no sanke yetuma na oba mpo a obeyi afri ho. Amanyo fofo ya be yenuano NDC fo nso ba ye. One of their things that budget mu si yetwa e-levy mu. Inti say ya de papa na bo manfo na wo fom na mo ye dodo wo man mu ya de bia no wo mu sika wo mu de bedidi e de behwe fie ahwe emu etwatwa so no minwe na ukwati no sa tax na what dream bua was saying it me for me hu say samre no ne na asori ne meka ne na me papa eka ne na nsori mpanyimfo ne bebre nso keka kire ye mpanyimfo so ade amode be ebe ham no ayentie no ahayen.
And that's why at the point Umbeki is our principled.
I made that principled decision because and then no kase domi kwa binya na nu nkofo bi koye press conference almost Adwoa Safo ni na sorry for anto aba hwe yanko pe data ni hwe asofo eni sorry no dodo ni asori efomfo na wa sorry no dodo a anto abo amba so because omko tutia yen bebre ne hye wo madwemu positi wo madwemu pise aba we ye nkoto why e-levy kan adentia e-levy kan.
My point is I like the fact you took that principled position. Of course, I mean we all encourage for such critical decisions in parliament nankebeya MPB enko down now on the man for encoding commo, and then he would carry the expectations and aspirations of the man for in parliament. It's good for you to have taken that principle, but at least something that democracy needs. But the point is, at the time, even with this position, there was this pestering say Adwoa Safo baby Obia should come. In fact, we heard stories say Chief of Staff Rezi Sikebi, my colleague MPB the Braille, ostensibly to make sure say you are back, yet say the chartered flight about US to bring you back to Ghana and in Sembebre. What was that about? And was no idea there.
I don't know, me kasa me can say in semni bi wo honi allegations ni bi wo hono mu a me baaye no ebi mu hia wa Adwoa ni yenim fa cheye u Rezi Sika Chief of Staff Sebio ofi Asante.
Yes.
We any age now, only me papa mu ne bosu ni president Kufuor mu ne bosu. Yemi no pa. It is a me mama anti frame ma baby awo bi amechia. Ma anti frame me friend on Chief of Staff me friend ma straight because o me mama. In problem me ade a or the best ma wo bi. Na wo abeka. That is my point. Because the relationship between Yenya Busuyan and Ono Busuyan or Chuka or Bami Papa was straight. Inti middleman also woman ya register man or no na debit to account. And I stated there were Nana ya breful network so. Nam sini pano kwasi $1. Me nam so Fidelity in check or the Fidelity bank account and I kind of Fidelity. I don't even have $1 account in Fidelity. Inti na account no do ko 2 more Fidelity no ewe he. Wow, asemba na politics no obia tnase no esan say ebia ofili say amanyo sem no wo kododo yenka bi ne yen breaki no wo politics no ye niam bebre entwitwa chire entwitwa nan american say anansi ntwitwa bebre ne wom. People were just making noise out of the vacuum.
Just concocting stories.
Cause niema say kwin da ho. And at the time na me se men kasa.
Yes.
Esansi yen ginan kran ni mu ntutu nkran. And at those who knew the real facts and so mo nkasa. Into obi atena so obo ni sire mo na akotena no waka ne ope. Ah no mo dwen so mo de say Adwoa Safo ne yi na freedom me kwa abenya na nanim agu ase. Ene do me kwa abenya. The moment for Nankasa is afraid Adwoa Safo back. But whether or not I will contest, no, it is a decision I will take with my family.
And who you take it? We'll come there and find out. You are saying, sir, the narrative, sir, Chief of Staff, the Sikasomai.
And I refute it.
That did not happen.
It did not happen and it can't happen. Me, yeah. Omo kana sa, yemu be able to that extent too. Ye de hu Apostle Kwadwo Safo ye fie na ye fi no ye de ye hu enye obi na be ma usika e na me Adwoa Safo ma fi abrochi na abrochi na obi na de me koy no iti ye kasa me enka ne tesa se nipa no se be ye kofa ni free kwan woni hwenti ye kope bibi baby efia mi fi mo no se me yes ka me papa na be ma miska enye political party na se me mo ye nso ma sa de abetuja obi afa kapre amreme and na ministry $1 account e wo Fidelity ani pane so de ko gu ho no and I'll say it oh nana omo yade na scheme no ma scheme ya to the extent say e was obi yes apostrophe nsuo mu
yeah e be catch you say
internet was here pe yes
somebody who is close to you
yes e ko for obi a o ben no ana woni no na ono so tie asemo a se bia wo misem oh hwehwem se me de man na no akọ presenting is amwa but I took a decision say baby amode ko faaye no me masini mu mafi ho into for the sanctity of me busua ne me ma no nya ne sa na let it go.
And that's why at the time one make us that allegation no
exactly e be back and forth in quality wa na kwa say baby me baby am yetete me pa o it me kama no tu se emrepa mu no na me nsuma yeden
ma be come side of it emrepa no eni but the thing about a private jet say mfa me fa wo mra no did that also happen?
Also private jet. a number of things happen no credit wo kan e be boa
yes
yeah, the tagi say Adwoa Safo private jet abefa Adwoa Safo meboa
yes
me truma NPP mpanyifo bebi obi ate
yes
say private jet ba mpo a e Adwoa Safo nkwa na ye defa na I'm asking them and then you see ye rebuild it ye regroup it ye restructure into no kura na ne ye won krofo eyemu eye omo ye nyina so obi aka me bisa wo mo say so mo say Adwoa Safo akofa private jet ye de na ma me bisa say the private jet ni mpo e ba ya na Adwoa Safo enkwa na wa ma no ne at that time kwa na nyame enkwa na me wa ma no ne and that was the pain
enti at that time na why no wa ma no ne hobi and as a private jet won why na fro ba e ye kan no credit me be nsem nani na obi an healing very important. I
will say on authority say na nyame nko a na me a private jet ni mpo say be fa me
but it's clear say by
And I make us say whether private jet and I say plane never find ni panokrano. At that point, Adwoa Safo and I mean me din say na into your car and no best spread them more. No more share corners and so I buy and so no more so normal. That is what's my point. When you're not me famous or background. Me a deputy leader. Yet me a baba on our side. And also call to a similar situation. We managed it. Nami honorable HMS Abunsu, nami any deputy. As the chair of the women's caucus, I managed it in such a way, say, Obiante, no, say, deputy minister count. Obiante Moshi, Copim so, yeah, ne watching ye be ne button yem, and your money buy. We make sure see any speaker engaging them. Adena. A drew a bit dear so dear. Leadership, a bit me koto airtime, ye ninatem. Where unim a drew baby one. Parliament, ye were ruby woho. Any practice, acquire custom, adia we are net was one. Obia the deputy leader paya. Leaders net cheaper and a was sortna. What the macan you say? She baby harunati. Sure. She baby amutakati. Ye me. They put me at the backbencher after I failed my Parliament.
Really?
Exactly. For General Secretary Nebisano. It may bar down. There was a bill and I was a Parliament near Copasi. And no by them say General. Where me your bentina moya mesa. If you want me to go and vote on that bill, Munfa me need ye mama say me a former leader. Na munfa me seat in Kotina baby 18. Who bisa way anyamia. Anyamina me ye seat. The majority whip, he is responsible for seating arrangements. It will mean say deputy leader and not deputy whip. Omu yi me no mo da o ma
backbench like a first timer in Parliament. And away na why you come ho no.
Entina me kasa mrepemu no me kasa na me kasa mo pa mo frɛ no sasɛm a me ka me boa. It was the General Secretary and then your Deputy Whip Sisia Habib. And Honorable Habib ne Gina Womana so. Eko yi me din free a chire e kasa Adwoa ha ne de ne betna.
And your General Secretary Benya.
Yeah, Kodia time. Me ba ye ya 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Muslimin Samra Parliament. I'm saying, Senia, mo di ma kwatena backbench. Be a more yes, I when him as leader no cry, leaders no. Mumu be beto me wamrashe bedwa wo. And it is a rule. Honorable Speaker, na oye leader no, na me say na me ni Parliament. But ye rule sitting arrangement, there's no way I'll bet me na kwatena ichire. Honorable Aveji no ye me counterparts. Or no ye minority deputy. And ye no. Na ni enfi Parliament no. Hwe baby omo de netenai. Aden na me ye oba. Na me di ekonya bi pen as a leader of Parliament. Na upese se misunsun na udum no. Se ni time na upese o time na mani nka ho. Wuyi mekonya e de me ko hye kire te se me backbencher. Aden. 12 years in Parliament.
But on the day of the e-levy vote, no, you were in Parliament, right? Eventually, after the principled position, we saw one day Senate voting because Adwoa Safo ended Parliament. Now she nose mask, and there was this argument. Hey, Adwoa Safo, Adwoa Safo. Were you the one?
Nehemia.
Are you sure?
Somewhere Nehemia.
You had come down from US. Now about from US.
Yeah.
And no na that time na private jet never farm about.
No problem. Me koba bebre. With me at that point, yes. Situation na me woman tina me koba and me bisa permission bia na ye de me call. Na ba ko e kwato me ba panyini ne de ne sa kwato me no. E na ma me che. But sa dan na me but na me mu ayedu na ma oba bia me wuvia me huhuru aha na emia but me nim those within na omo so sa orchestrate yes and ye we and ye me nua na fine ko see wo ba
there is no officer your orchestration
am I your seminal
to tarnish your image
exactly make sana me hunu and who to say plan A and plan B beba but to the extent say Yabeka say you say me say ye ya fenyo marking as deputy leader member I felt a minute who pa friend is here. And me bow down. When some of them see Senya Mene, the current majority leader, ye didn't come, they were surprised. What to me, Dina was shady. And I'm saying, what to me, bomb semu casem. Na moon send the panocra or ye busheni. We need Bahona or Naba Fenyon. Hona me papa ete. Ne cars and Yamano. O tise minia. Obefie be hu oluman no okọ no oba eti den no bitimi kwotena wo se me se ye nya afenyu amema as the deputy leader na ya fa me ma na machina na no obi akoto OKFM no oteso no odi matem anopa awia no hodi party ni to ransom ne ne wen me charge musen ana me de den me ye se 29-year-old akola na me ye me practice imra mi gina mu den na me de to ho na me papa bie nyuma bebre a metimi ahwe abusue adwuma no na me se da bi me de me ho to ho e de ama me manfo akomra hye bedwam. That is my only sacrifice. I mean, say Adwoa inti ye persecute no ni say in a political career. And so ani and ne ni akoso do me kwa benya no. Baby a party ni panyi bia hye bia no. The writing is clear on the walls. And only ye beto abani na Dr. Musa Dankwa.
Yes.
Or your report be na ba me wo constituency for I've been there for 12 years. E ya na ma share me si papa yin sem ma work no. Mun take na mun fanya adwuma wo. O monsieur papa no NDC for ato no. E no work na hwe analysis that papa ne ye nyina. He predicted me lose primaries. And me ko primaries I knew the album I did to aban me I knew I was going to lose.
Now say the same album na mo dey
previous. Debbie. Yeah.
It was a different album.
Yeah.
At the time na omoye aba for sa polling station na wuni ha.
Na mini ha. It's a different album. And the album from top me you be free move from a soro ko pim from na adwen omo nyina ko adwen kro say yenye in such a way say Adwoa no ye yi na free ho. Ene ye yi me free ho na metena wodi. Afi election anko ya say Adwoa na wan ko ye campaign. It's circulated everywhere in the party say Adwoa mabeye unpopular in the constituency. Inti ye de me kwa ye belusu. Omanfo ne mpeme. Omanfo ne mpeno. Inti obi omanfo ne mpeno no. Afi si de na obeka say wo lose election no. E ya Adwoa Safo a oye unpopular no. A ye mpeno no. Ono a wa menti ene we lose. It doesn't sit well with logic. It makes sense to me. Intimate and Adwoa yes one kwa campaign o lose also ye one kwa campaign mesre. Because if my brand Adwoa Safo was still intact at the time I must say yempemena intact sa na mu de mu hunu a then why do you turn your about dan you biom sa beka say ade na intact no brand no Adwoa Safo brand no yempe biom where billboards akwa no de ye ni posters big ones e be me papa sorry dia obekọ no ono ne picture ne Dr. Baumia ne boso is ye wi say ya mamwa campaign me billboard e be me papa sorry dia o obi a metu sika man kan say meje me billboard esisi ho no brand de ne dia totototo so e wi ye say
you give it out
for free say me NPP ni man ko parliament anu je say me NPP bi nti mo fa nya adwuma ena yesi wanye hwe ena wamwa yen ena wamfa yen kosini na billboard nponka wokotua for 6 months crank ye beje osen intenya mebu ayen fa sika yen quantify no ni ehu se nipa no waboa everywhere na me boys yi enam no mo posters omo Dr. Baumia posters omo t-shirts e wo market ne niama me na me tu omo ka no mo ye because me drume bi no me namu a na me hu say visibility cause constituency so pa me se mo omo ko bisa director of operations no yeah for a Dr. Baumia campaign so one ma me t-shirts ne posters no ma me t-shirts ne posters or the boys can me ho or the starch can me ho ni omo be di mra na omo be bebo posters nyina omo disca ma me and so I make sure say posters ni ye boy Omu ba no mu sa Adwoa Safo nkofo na ebo a ne yeti na mse na muti no enye Dr. Baumia na mo ha no because ye hia presidential votes ni so wo ho ne de kan ye de hu de aye bibi enti
Now, we say for the ordinary NPP member, OTO, and then when he or she remembers the back and forth in Parliament with Adwoa Safo, Adwoa Beba, Adwoa Emma, and there, some of them see you as far as the party is concerned, as a traitor. And then I'll be catching will be what's arguing about you, especially the course in Parliament. Maybe if we say, share that you wanted to push your way through, maybe an hour per way, and let me hold the entire party to ransom. And then I'll be catching party, maybe what's arguing.
Yeah, make a show money say, didn't say you were ya. And now, yes, say we are Nipana or saying across one.
Yes.
Aya won't mean ko bia na so nkokasa asema ameka me boa wa na boni amedi maami makopa ne chokuku emu wontimi
yes
nti aya na da so hihye nkrofo tim nti me da asese wa mame wa fidie su akwanya metimi a church nsem nti so bia tene sa Adwoa Safo wa ton party no Adwoa Safo aye sei hwe entimi masa da emra na dome kwa abenya abaya ye 2 year na intimi declare omo so omo koye rerun ewo one polling station bin
sure
BBC wo ho me wona mpanyufo fresh say o ye meeting bi na
for ben
party
mpanyufo
general secretary no wo ho campaign manager no wo ho me papa macmenu ni mpanyufo bebre no mo wo ho e no mo frey me maame chief of staff nso to me nkra se me momode ne ana me nko me koye na abamu a ogina wo do me kwa benye ono nso ti ho bi chinchina ye ma mimpi na ontimi ne mentina yi ba
ye Michael Kwe Junior say ontimi ne ontena post election meeting no
into opeso omo oni omo ka asemi wa abonten no oni omo pie me so me nua me jodia but me you push over so see me catch and say you no ntina mo meeting no ye fcheda frame e na maba inti se wo se me free meeting ni mu a e ma so na ji so no sore ko because emre mu kura no me my 23 years at the bar
oye junior
we me junior at the bar you can't tell me say me free meeting mu na ubra a former leader. And I'm paying for Kone Koki Kai no Musa Betanasi. And a meeting, because see a quadru nebo, see a quaka say, a bubon paying for this woman on my free. And the decision at that meeting was so critical, say, a boy yina. Inti, ya poor meeting, no, I may be catching paying for the back, say, Mohu atmosphere. I drank a campaign with Domekwa Binya. Meeting crowd, Mumutimwa Yafre crown. Obi feel it threatened say me fi meeting into other no or ye campaign
anka obekọ ho
me kọ ho a na me nua me nka nwa menum me ka de hye me nyankopon din anuonyam ene adwuma pa me papa ye say enne me tisi do me kwa benya edom edi machi no into oye program na me kọ ho a he will be intimidated into e wo se kwan bi aso no fa kwan bi so na me mma na me so me ahoden no enye restricted do me kwa me be join NPP man ka se do me kwa benya dwuma nkwa na me be yo inti trobo me nua ba wo ho ye me ko ye campaign me ko okoboy ho ko ye campaign me abobo bebre me ye campaign no but baby I didn't need baby I need e wo no e was say we didn't need inti wunya need wo baby a wo a na chenchena wo for say ye ma need there be anayama recognition ti me sremo ni obi ati ye bia ba Adwoa Safo Mofrey kra aminu abema minu kasega makopia manoni. It was during 2012 elections.
And I would
because my life was being threatened, including that of my children. Me drive a din call me my school twice. So kofa womu.
Really?
Exactly. 2012 election we finish here. That is where we uncovered the election fraud. Say bibia koso near court and a year way gidi 2 occasions and I took a decision say me politically exposed omo papa so politically exposed into omo your best I say omo ni ho because about time bia yembe chese no na na school afro wasuma will be Miss my no what must afro wasuma will be Miss my twice it me man into some prensa ni emfa me man kwanza inti I have sacrificed a lot for MPP se me metimi kata me ne di MPP boni na mom ni me bi wo ho na ekọ na echia na woka ne ne wonya adwene a na wo se ye brand wo se wonya ni papa.
But one thing I think in this conversation, amount for NT a year, Okase uwa bruchi na niyome bi na koso. We wadrin se won kasa. I mean, yenim se na Adwoa Safo ewo abruchi occasionally na wabe video atronyo asa kakra Ghana for ehun. What was happening? Abruchwana now na yedi ade na koso. Unless it is too private, I won't pesa ube share. But what was really happening? Na yedi ade.
Me bapengini.
Yes.
Me friend ohini.
Okay.
Safo e Japan.
Okay.
Onya medical problem.
Okay.
Inti ni yenyina isusu ya nkola ya re ebeko. But ekwa animu no ena complications ebe mu. Na ye ne nan ene nante ho asem. Edrum na me kaso na me de koba bedrum rebi no oh yeah a whole system ne ha no enti se ye ha de you abofra ne ye hu no okọ school ne ye hu at least one parent be a ni situation no wo mu no all show say ono na ehwe no ne yi a raise a lot a teacher for na be reporting headmistress na say head of school na kasa na be report it got to a stage surgery be mu healing bebem social nsem it came to a point that I had to take a decision. I had to take a decision to be there or mebano ni okomuno, which was a 50-50 whether or ben antibium and on antibium. And now I said one antibium and on antibium no we call back bada chrono. Yes, yeah, the number adoption, foster parent. Baby, I didn't and I know a lot of women abroad that go through a lot of these things. And yabema symbol, yabema one signal. Ni teacher be tro ebe send new email and I head of school we be say Kelvin situation or who say ebia obi odene ba no enye ne maame enye ne papa nti mo ye den. It got to a point that I had to take that decision to stick to family. And me ko ye me nya emema bebreu me ba be ma ye one pe oba so ye one ye me ko e bi ma ye nya nti I had to take a decision say me bo me de ho ban no especially ona no bibia to yes yes and then me ka de hye nyame anumunyam ni nana nso ye bibidro bebre o bibia to si ya ye ba ye kra ubisa won enimi a ona na ma ne betra Ghana 8 months emo chechire yi se we bibidro. You know my father is into herbal si ken chechire wom so ma ye ne omo be de na dompemu yare de aya ye fie de yin so ye obetra Ghana ha 8 to 9 months na we school online
it de ho atono sisi anya
nyame adum bibia ye nti ne me sre wo mo ne se obatan bi a wo tie me onfa ne ho nhye me situation. So you had a choice to either take a political career,
yes,
who post that would di, or man for our represent you, and they will bow that won't quantasu. One shakran swa. Yes, I begin a fluence, and when we are bad time, Mujana Mua, now we bay for a munia win abefa.
But why didn't you resign then? I didn't know one resigning because you had made a decision, say you would want to take care of your child. I mean, me. In that same situation, I'll take the decision I will take here. And I believe every sane human being will take that decision. But then you should have let gone off something. Or minus trusty responsibility be unto you. Now a minister in charge of now agenda at the time. Yes. You could have resigned. So that everybody will see, say, okay, the person had a choice to make. We're making choice any sane human being would make. But then you don't have to let the state also suffer.
The state wasn't suffering because in Penyufua it was a mema womote asemna se no womote ase And I had one particular penny pa where party who advised me against resignation. Or some may resign. So near be woman be no minimum. Na near be kwakusi awie no. Na me fa sa. Because as will be a day ne rare ashe mu se be ye adwuma. Na nsem bebre akoso o so opewei ene ye mfa ma no o say obi abone tirimu anu o ka bibi. The moment we be resign no. Reasons ebebe chire no nso kra nso ye bebre. Nti I spoke to Penyin pa and I know say o tia onim ne ho. O ka che me say Adwoa, please I beg you don't resign.
Was that the president?
There been patron.
Okay.
Na obesha because na omutsi ni ekoswase and I was writing, I was communicating to them. Usha adwuma no ye de to ho Mami Cecilia Dapa for 1 year.
Yes.
There be o tina if I had any down bone pa na me ya, why would impanyfo no engage me for that long? Because when him say yare enye nipa pese yare beto uba wo kwen
na enye boapayo
that is why edu nre bi no omo say wo de obi nkwohwe na Adwoa enhwe ne ewoni fie na efie nso
you are informed the appointing authority.
Why?
The goal.
Yes, and ye kwaso nyina no periodically then mama update na ne hu hia de se my ba no me ba bebre ana Ghana for edu ba bi kura no me ba meti ha no o akwakwe Ghana we be say Adwoa Safo is going again so na meti Ghana. Me say so who is paying people to do this damage? Inti ba ko de na panyi ba ko gina wo KFM e kasa. Sa Adwoa Safo ba ye say ye nwi adwuma wasa akọ o de phone to so na me friend na me say eh me patro me wa ha o me ba ofie sisi a na me call panyi na me call panyi ni fie
parliamentary
leader and I say oh sa o mo ka che me say wo ko and I me say ti ye kan ye no so no unfre so ni me fie me
leader ben no in the spirit of yeah can be a woman so to me they say we any defamation
when we fit dey kwa chiri fan ju dey fa so ha iti I didn't make any say men di Ghana fo nwamo so be feeling say me di omo hwamo a masre wo mo fa ncheme but me dia me susu ye mu no na ne na me komu no ne wo se mpanyifo tie bia wo mo tie
Baba enumpo no Adwoa
na ebi nso say oti ho na ye tua let me set the record straight oti ho na aban na ye tua no me pa
while you were away you know say as a because I now okay you hadn't resigned it not still are a minister now will be acting in your stead keke
me pa minister kuna no acting whatever I was entitled to no went to that minister not me.
Really?
Yes. Inti na mo ka se me bo aban ka no. So me ba yare o. E na me ma bo mama ne obi acting.
Yes.
Nipa na acting. Mo nko bisa ne se ne na e wo me no. Na e ba me ho ana. Nipa acting a ono so real net office ho. Si bibia ono na e sign ni. Enwuma kra na ebi mu me wo ho a ebi mu na o ma sha ase a o mo ye kra no. Oba yi wo twa mu sa de ma nipa foforo. Inti na Adwoa e boka na me boka ne gu.
You are saying, sir, while you were away for 1 year plus, no, the salary and emolument due you as minister, no, na nya dia eba wo ho, na ko nipa na o acting ho.
Me pa join.
Na okay, and I think there was this other point, sir. As minister in charge of gender, no, yes, president the power. As member of parliament for Dome Kwabenya for the Tuaba Emao. In almost all representation no more here in parliament, no. Were they aware of what you were going through? Make sure constituents, no. Were they aware? No more aware.
Almost now more aware, yeah.
But don't you think that a bit problematic?
I know na make us say in the heat of the things na ekoso na motigu o masum no kura o kan be kan was o ko na ko kan wasem kire wo mo kura onyi woni e na adwene mu so aye ne he intemra me ba ye ne de I make sure say stakeholder engagement e wo me mpesua so ni mu amasofo nyina me hia wo me mamofo o mo a opinion leaders nya wo mo e wo so mo ti o masem no na bebre no ene che mase inti na o mo susu say anka party for so saba enti na man ye koye but I say on authority say I had people who were pushing me NPP for one me personally so me ko independent.
Really?
Yes. Me papa na mama uncle they confusing me kura wiye na me ko say papa omo say ni edi mani dodo no omo beboa me ni enye na do me kwa benya de me kwa kwanten krokra na metimi edi seat na edi akọ na me koduru wa na masako join pepe unu masama papa ka cheme o si da bi wawo amanyo sem no yenye ne sa babia o maboa wa pagya wa kwa koduru no enye enne na wo bete wo na wo koduru wa ensem bebre ne betimi esi nti enkasa wo koduru ho na ye kwanten kra na wo sa beka wo ho eno wo de anim guase abrem ena ma me cheso mo confuse me anopa wi anwumre and they went to the extent say omo refer nkrofo akọ independent omo de akọji post akese e wo ye party ni mu na de na me de me nkobi na mpanfo mo hu na yesu yemfa nkọji bibi but I told them say me spiritual father me papa wo me and on one so na me political father and on one so na me sponsor me financier nti gise me ko bisa no me kan say da bia wo ye nkone sa tenemu we ye mu na wo tenemu ana mu opposition crowd tenemu na nye we nti tenemu na ko
papa frɛ wo awo
we ani mama
okay nti one other thing and it's wo share as a minister, somebody can act in your stead. It is that you were advised against resigning. But as an MP, obedient mean acting in your stead. Did you at a point consider say you would resign as a member of parliament because your people needed representation? They needed you in parliament. And no, wa dream say obe resign as MP.
Debbie.
You didn't think you had to resign as a member of parliament?
No, because MP no aya na adwuma wo saye wo mpesua so no MPP no nya na wo ye so everything na was say a year in my absence as a member of parliament ya na ye projects are na so whatever I was doing my electronic signatures and everything and I made yeah so those letters schools and me see we completed it into my Facebook account you can even trace it so me buy immediately na me land in the crown NHI officer or constituency or me ko bia no quarter me lobby me de buy me bia no schools bia me de me get funds see ye nyina me ko na me buy any mo na me see there be even when I wasn't there the developmental work that had to be done in the constituencies no na ni eguso aye because anya wo na obeye you just have to facilitate na funding no say if you MP's common fund those if you get fund those if you NHI we be making sure say the proper signatory no was so which was me which I was doing electronically and near money bebre so hono mo a COVID bar after COVID no after COVID by we no near money be hono mo a na akoye electronical ya kaya to the extent say yes say before some when you be see you na yakọ report me say me mba me ministry ho me si ho me nko ho onko adwuma so it started from the ministry ebo abeba na me wo ho eto dan so a yare de obia yare me to me asthmatic and COVID time no those of us who were asthmatic you at greater risk sin obia it me yakọ kakra bia na me bo wa kakra bia I tell my chief director, I say that Hajia, today I can't come to the office. Let's do a Zoom. And everybody assembles around the table. Near a Zoom meeting and everything. Me first term 2021. Na COVID need asujinem. UN General Assembly representation any presentation I was me. I did it via Zoom. Even at the international level, I'm accepting Zoom. I did for some health reason and you say they be azo me ye Zoom obi timi ko ka say on my office or my ministry ho all the heads ask them I did my I'm chief director say honorable you are one of the ministers hardworking ministers I mean no my adwuma da anadwo nyina na me ne ye adwuma Edu baby dear. Na ya be accept what government mu say yetimi Zoom. And my cabinet do baby ye Zoom. So why do you criticize me if I'm being innovative?
And you find all of that as part of
the agenda to and yes, also I know the matter table and now will be a Canadian. Me say at the point Zoom near your cabinet Zoom. One year Zoom ube. It's na minister no introduce Zoom the ministry because it's a novel technology because they be used to it. But COVID needs you and bebre. And the bebre so by. You don't have to be present at a place to be able to deliver. So you and make presentation no me na me office so any ye Zoom na Ghana flag we actually countries say what so me ye hwe ni na obia from the comfort of the fie and an office. Any year presentation. And Chani akwe nimu afa yese cabinet na mu na nkasa ye be ye ni Zoom. Why do
one other question and I'm a person me bush sound say eventually when yes, I mean I loved the fact about principled position on e-levy. Medicare ka say NPP enya sa personal conviction na ebeboa yen. But you came to Ghana, went to Parliament. On the day I year Tuaba on e-levy, no, you voted, and I said anko secret ballot, right? E-levy did go for secret ballot, no.
E-levy near the court, that was the court that made the declaration.
Yeah, but the Parliament passed it, and they be more challenging your court, and a court affirmed the decision of Parliament. And maybe say on the day na Parliament air pass no. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Parliament process. You almost
schedule for another one, for another which time. I wasn't there.
I know they know.
And then I'm in the
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. But on that day, you know, Sanke Yanfane say to about that day, maybe be a challenge head friend is saying speaker decision. And I was saying head count. They are challenging. They was say secret ballot. And can be voted for and against based on your principled position.
I would have abstained.
You would have abstained.
Yeah.
Oh, you were that certain.
Very firm on that. Yes.
On e-levy.
Yes.
Wow.
And e-levy beba sika ya bejeje ebeboa am yenko IMF. Ewie yanko.
Yehoy.
Yeah.
And you feel vindicated with the position?
I feel really elated today. And manifesto no na trotro na yi na da Dr. Baumia could deliver speech or UPS ho me nuana nkata da na was say did you see how people rejoiced can say obey e-levy no and some of us were firm so dear we
emeboa
one can nyane ebedi enu kra no but to me you should before the elections.
Yeah. I mean, listening to you, and I think that principled position was good, but why didn't you speak about it that time? No, because the point is Sena I mean, because I
on air or where?
Maybe a post on Facebook, maybe something. I mean, you also the point is people are holding that against you.
That's my point.
You took the government to ransom. Meanwhile, you were carrying the position of your constituent
and my church
and your church as well. A church which has
over 1.5 million following.
Maybe you should have come out at the time. Nanka, then your position is clear. Say, okay, this is my party. I will not vote for or against, but I would abstain. That's a principled position. And no, and get better.
At the moment, at the time,
you don't
maybe DNA dream maybe far at the end when they say waka ewo kukuemu na yentia and then yamen kwa na meka ya yentie me kwa de miswa wo mu nti wo sa begina bontene a ade na mpanyufo adi kan ya yentie obi a megina bontene nka de bia meka che me money me nyan ketwa say aya na ye say the political party ye say so your friend is say secret society sometimes and ye kenyina nyina ye was say the babon tene nti say wo kan e wo kukuamu mpanyufo kra bro wo so kan wo kukuamu ne ye nti a you should be the last person I want to be kwakwa and anke ye twitwa me crossing say ye twitwa
me were 2 questions and then I read some messages. Number 1, there is this other issue also hanging around your neck. The election that brought Alban Bagbin in as Speaker of Parliament.
Yeah.
The claim against you, they say NPP for me, you know, etoma Alban Bagbin no. Now will come and you betrayed the party in that election. What is our claim, number 1?
Mate, yes, me ko primary school me go for ne bisa me. Enya no kremia. And I dare in Penyufua newo in leadership of Parliament.
Yes.
Which at that time I was the immediate past leader.
Yes.
Me there almost say enkwofo ekotuti ai na yetu. Na yetu na brutu. It's why I don't know so you perceive can say mono na Adwoa Safo din ba mu nko ana na ya ye ne bibi. Why na say enkwofo ekotuti ai na omu yetu. Hwe? Won na say post to be by na me Sunday me constituency for.
Yes.
Say MPC bi kran so hia ye wo ye side no. Omo say omo kwaye Ken must go no na ye di wo mo ani na omo bi no so na kotuti a okwe wanti no ba enye omo say 2
listen nipa tuti a okwe no omo do so
hwe me at the time na yes I propose see a Professor Michael Kwe beba
yes
na ye ne da so leadership
sure
many mpanyimfo bi ko mampanyi ho because so we leader wonti anim ho kwa ese ne akirefo ne ka no ene o members ka no wo pick ne up wo ti se wo mo ka ene ye ne mampanyi ko di nkomo se ensam na o mo keka wo akire ho no say ni na ye pick na nti owo obi ka papa ne ho a
on proposal
mutu no na ansa na ye beye no so ko nhia MPC ni nyina na onfa din mienu ana miense bi nto ho na omo ankasa nkyere na se ne ye kase ye piki ne ma bi se ye boa obehunu so ma mpeke edin a wono no pe a obeka too many nkurao. And I will say it on authority. Me this was say chairman Sabunsu Nekoi. Or call say we are deputy Beseni Uncle. And we made this proposal and say, Niamo Mokika was MPs no Yakasa we belong to Kokos na. Sabi Obiabone Bran obedi MP no. There's a level of control our almost. Okaze worship your moi. Obo repeat na on repeat because we are born bra ya defo or a penny crampo sin and our abaho. Into Sabi Obet say. The writings were on the wall for us from the beginning.
That if Michael Kwe should be proposed, some people on your side would vote.
Yes, and they were not quiet about it. To us, the leaders at the time, they were not quiet about it. Doche or Justice Doche Dimbi Bemu. That is why names ni popular because our members were telling us say, Muma obi nsunya de emra. One thing I can't cry be boying as a party. Adia edi nya pa wo no ne mreso sa chamber na ye okofa bae. So members were yes, drop that chamber be a bad gidi no. Your members ni bi no thought say the party ninya. They had their reservations about him, which in Penyufo what party ni be him. It do baby kwa doche din ba mu kakra say president and how be say the amad doche e na ye hunu ne ye na esa koe. And whole and behold nkofo na no wo mo kase wo mo be ye no na mo nye 2 e na no mo nye 3 it wo e kwatuti na mo do so. And I can say it on authority say me to mana me ma ho that day I was there.
You voted for him?
I voted because Papa no di him at the time, and I was still a leader. New leadership.
Yes.
Inti osi onwa ne yemfa ne nko. Inti ade no se yempe kura na. Yes, and the way no enye principle and enye conviction bi anasa ade a form for bi ana waso for bi be frɛ wa na say we ya ade a obi obetena ho no wadi mu anim.
But as to say you voting for him,
I voted.
You can say that before God and
I
man.
can say that before God and man. And that day nankasa no majority leader na me running late. Ono na chairman sabunsu. Ono na di ni motorcade ebe fa mi wo kwan mu. E na me de buy. Why do I go through all that stress? Me we delay me leader maka traffic mu o se me dispatch rider number. E na obe yim wo yinim na ye de koy. Na nkosa line ye to aba. Knowing these things that I've discussed with you behind the scenes, no, I feel 2 years me could do fear. I say Adwoa Safo ko tuma how? Just say behind at the time, and I make a choice say this thing was planned, orchestrated, and reorchestrated. Just say every stage piano plan A and plan B beba. It's way on fire, say way far. Because now at that time, Adwoa Safo. That is what I thought. Me come Papa, Mr. Papa, then tell me. And what was on your spiritual? I don't care. I care. It was spiritual. Just I idea orchestrated na abba into reality and go for be carrying it out. Or see, I will a bedroom. And I did same. Inti Mr. Ramo 1 and young about 2. And the co-opposite Professor Michael Kwe. It was more than 2
from Momo side, Omo Dawson. And you are saying that on record. Say Omo Dawson.
Me so Omo Dawson saying sir. Omo Dawson saying sir. I need 2.
And the MPC Cobres Omo pa.
No more see Omo bo because na consultations na there was so ekoso na ne Omo dia Omo person Omo edeba no. Anko ne santi na ebi mo asi Omo bo say yenso ye be ye ne ye pe. And to the extent that people were going to Mampenyi one-on-one. Yeah, they are drawing your evidence, your cameras. Move for camera now. Let's me to no. I don't know yes and I know. Munko famra me type metro no. Munko famra no. No more and a section of them too were defending. When a baba draw, if you won't go for Biako, Ukraine, and Suyako can. But there was no way me, Namin Kohongo come as a move. Minko. But me, Mrs. say. I was any pan who is soon in a bang. I would do Juma Shanensa. And in my time as deputy leader, NDC for credit me who dancing.
As a deputy leader,
I worked as a leader of the house. Me yamu ye Juma. To the extent say, a drum may be crying, me leader, to quite the next year Jamia. No one's through. Because when him say I'm competent, make me a Juman or the Benjamin. I told I no speaker no much to coin. I can manage the house. I can say or beba. It's why is it that Obi out there Juma can say we are sharing some bills are passing during that time unprecedented. Because me and a raising me democracy leadership into your bills are. Both the members 2-3 on no mabre. Say dry and promise ye beye near ye. Ubenya members nibi honorable Joe Wise so no ya de snake kunyanim near ye near bills are ye around that time from 2017 to 2021. Ye pass bills and kase boa aban no. Nti adan na obeka say me ye dwuma we nyina awie no. Na makoye den. Me think me yi me free traffic mu ka me da. What will be only me be a mempa dear? Me soon near the chia, me body needs me in you. And I'm a cano cray, who cano cray, say, Ebia, which now Papa was canty, and so many things. But if Makume near the Muna, I didn't know what snap traffic, Munamasabet, na Parliament, just to go and vote no. Now, my Macrana said, no, so ye belusu. Ye belusi one anyway. In Tadana, me babe, yet no, keke. There be. Now, what I want to say is say Ghana funti, don't make Benya funti. 1 2 tier Professor Michael Kwe nenye 2 enye 1. Constituency kwa don't walk at say 1 near me. That na campaigner primaries near they call near 1 pay. I dare them. That time your national security minister Ombra no make us na 1 and na ebrosa. And enye 2 so.
But you know say national security across intel no as to need.
And no ya kan na do maybe na Carlos be fire or titimu e dey na or titimu because numbers na too no ba out e be ha
anka be ha dwe
Carlos had to do something and he suffered it because of that. Sanki ye we knew na Carlos no kwatete no na say no. Ade na ekoso no so na enye e ba out to send mo number say esi no kra ye nim guase enti e say okono koye bibi na akoye say ade no kra ye nto e. Ah. And enye sa aba no so na declare speaker as speaker of parliament. Enti commotion e ba ye no. Now we see a two abane foforo. But na e ko akoduru be 3 4 am. Yes I there was consensus. It's just that Adwoa Safo na di bagmen by. It's yes I be sa obi online about 4 am. Yes sir, ena one year so constitution mu no e be creative vacuum. It say you speaker. I be swear in the next president or swear parliament in we are. So swear there cannot be a vacuum. It's your time no. 4 no afi na yelta be 275 ye bet frɛ obi adin 11 na it will run into the next day emwa ye mu bia it's at the time say consensus ne say yemfa ade ne ma bagben it's den na ya ade we na afi mu ba abontene amosi Adwoa Safo na tuma bagben.
That's one point I have not paid attention to inti meaning say the voting itself no enye voting the result ne declare no Intitimu Ebaye. There was a consensus.
General consensus.
Say and you are arguing, say, but for intervention from Tema Central MP, no, our tete ballot nibi mono. Sanka omokanya. Anka no ni krabe bebre mo.
Anka nimgwase baba.
Tema West mumia.
Tema West.
Anka nimgwase
be mo. And on also suffer because of that. Sanki yenke ade no kwe na na ade ba no no ade a wo ye. No, anka de nim gwase na eba. E na sa ade ne course. Eni yempene na ntokwa na we ye ya no ofa mu no tete na ade ya ade ne yeso ote a wo he bebia no ne kɔ ne yes ne kɔ na sa wo be hu. Asa wo kɔ parliamentary election. Yeah so ade na wa wo hwa se ne kɔ na ebi bro so a wo ware a wo hu so ware. We wini so hu so ware. Se na kɔ no na Carlos edi be fa mu. Inti ya nkɔ kan aba. Eni ye ka sa Adwoa Safo aba na ebe kan NDC for de ho na de speaker bagben by. Given the circumstances, no, any constitutional provision, no, any the fact that we can't create a vacuum. Yet mean because it's our day, no, so you have to abandon the whole day. Not president neti. That's not what the constitution says. Internet was a honor and penny for etnasi. Omutanasi, no, so diama speaker bagben. So why do you go to the extent say yam fanswa Adwoa Safo and the nim?
You've made the point consistently, say nipa binum the orchestrate sa nneoma we nyina to achieve what? And I say this based on the fact say obia nim say a long standing political rival internally Michael K. Jr. on contested some very competitive primaries in the past. In the one your rivalry in the constituency. Are you saying so more na orchestrated sanuma we no in Kofoa na omuno elini towards Michael K. Jr. and wanted to kick you out for Okwe Jr. to take over? Omuno na yes sanuma we ana.
No dey in fisha. But Nyameka Choni say I also me riding on my father's back, or also riding on the papa back. Probably. I don't know for a fact. But Nyameka say the papa having served in parliament as a speaker for a whole term. Or when you Yeah. So either Adwoa Safo was rising or contempt and I say I don't whatever the conviction was, but the agenda was as an MP for Domekwa Abenya. But our constituency is so dear.
Domekwa Abenya is Adwoa Safo. Adwoa Safo is Domekwa Abenya.
Period.
My memory 2024 elections quickly. There are those who believe say defeat we na musofa na a referendum on Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo Aban, a government you were part of as a cabinet minister. Mona as a monioma mo monioma troka na ma Ghana for eto aba we etiamo. What do you think about that? Saying a wadwin show.
Amemo na ayebu no obi yete sene wo go to school there mo na usia ade e na abato ne ye so hwa wo betworo.
Yes.
Inti wadisua na wasua ne akotiri mu no ho adetworo na abetworo ne amakew.
Yes.
Inti amemo no ekoyi a results ne be positive. Ankoyi a results ne be negative. A simple arithmetic. Me sana me dream. Me susu say yes see ye nan ye e wo niema bi ho a anka ne to ye anto ye. Ye fa niema bi tra sa akeke. Edu baby kwa ukasa omo e wo se omo ne ye kasa ne ye kasa ko omo kasa kwa na omo kasa ya ye tenten de amai. No mu omo ni mu ye so ye brew ye wo mu no ye sacrifices wo mu hunu. But when tie so a ebedi unya.
Yeah.
The voices of the people, the voice of God. Inti yentie na yan sisi nyama ebi ni e-levy mamonye emwaye mode bakwa enkoyi na wasa koye stakeholder consultations bebrebe mo but still na enye say eniema na wo say ye de tu yie na Ghana for ekan na bia ni wono ma na yetie won say uba first time ye asa asudie bi da so to prove yourself. Until first time ne dey wo dey check it ya boy ya hunu modern pa. But about second term ni mu no I say oh Ghana for age ya tumu awie akola ya to tot of ya ma na di san as ye trimu ye de oh enya hwe wo de enya hwe wo de umbesa de amaye ye break 8 ye be say but obi a no ye politically analytical a wo tena akire bia no wo hwe niema bi sanya na ye tutu ya na mo na hu say anhwa enni mu it would have taken a miracle
to win the election.
To win.
But you were
especially in Ashanti region.
But you believed in Dr. Baumia.
Of course.
You were part of his campaign.
Of course, and I still believe in him.
But how come you knew say enyade ebeko ye amamo?
Say niama ni bi wo hono mo a wonya wo na wo krastia no wonya wo na wo gina animu as the president. Inti wo beka ba nye ni nyina na ye de be ye adwuma. Inti ni ye nyina ha ye pre eboa si ye be ma na kwanya nanka ne wo ka na ye ntie ne wo ka se ye nya ye nye no a anase bebi okwa a ye ka kire no no so de ba no a enko yie no anka ono so abeye ne yie di amai but ya manyokro na inti sana Ghana fo hu no Dr. Baumia Nana Akufo-Addo mu nyina mo ye pe inti kutia ye in that regard inti emra ye call campaign wa Ashanti region akwan a me ye kofa so wa Ashanti region me rehu me fi Asante man mu akwan pa ne nam so ye de bus edu ba bia bus ne kwa park ne afa Land Cruiser ko bus ntimi mfa so in Asante man e wona ye base. We don't need a miracle to another soothsayer to tell us say si Asante man e wona ye base.
But you sat in cabinet.
I'm just kidding.
I get it. But in at cabinet, no, I know, sir, cabinet decisions and yadi obitima babe can't because of oath, overswear and all of that. But nas han komo we na ekoso na mudi hon komo. Did you understand what was happening? Say we needed to fix Ashanti region to guarantee victory.
Yeah, we knew and we thought say ankane was see a yen intem. Ubehwa eba ne to na mamuo ne to ne kasa no oye changes kakra bi e de honorable Sanse Boache ko so that obeteki advantage of the opportunity na ko the assistant yema, but that was 6 months to election, was 7 months to election. Not that yema ni bi ba ntemwa because minia me na enya campaign na me kwa me pim Kumasi I wanna me fear when me do Kumasi pe me drew Asante man weekend now to me we na maba it me nim na mra ne ye kokokoko constituencies no krana sini we no na me share road networks na wo ba bia just say omoto ni boom no I had the shock of my life. Inti, I made them when they say, Kasa no wamo kasa nyina no. No mu di so wamo kasa. Na emom no eto asumu no na emre na aka ni sha. Inti magic bia obeye bia no electorate no ma make your mind up dada. Inti ne ono about sense bo ache be latter days no do ye bi die. But enya no na be take be change your margin. Omo felt say sane na wo se yesiesie o man no sane na wo se ye niema bi in terms of education niema menka se ya anya bi o ukọ STEM schools are honorable napode kokọ ho ne won keka won nyina utu say ye bi wo ho but in terms of MP be lose a road to ade ehu hia constituents ba ya kwan yo do me kwa benya refi hey yes we twin any pounds but hey kwan a point is everything. If you want to win election, other infrastructural development, I can't say who here.
By a point is critical.
Obi be hospital a point, or neighbor school a point, and then or juma point, a point or sorry a point who here papa, and it's a beer or the best in the tables who be deep, and then are you okay? Health and all other things, about HD in determining electorate or move votes. Inti asante mai yabesere mu esamo yabesan aba ne anim obedidi nkomo na ne anye yie no yabe ne yie na me I was surprised NDC timinya 6 other seats eka ho ewo Ashanti how
eye wonwa
aya me wonwa still date
na say ukon cross no hu say
but na me nim so wo mu de bufo de be bi be ma wo sa
it is 7 ne ba as a surprise.
Oh, so no bu mutaka de ya de yansa keka na ye ntimi nti on de hoye mo gabi no te ho nti enim say one ne de asa wan se de ye kosoro ba form aye nya but the other na be ka ho no for me I will say you feel Ashanti
but you say whatever happened in the elections no the blame cannot be placed on Dr. Bawumia
on do ye dey
oye dey say
no cry and no more person womoka e party bi Dr. Bawumia oye den
on no ye mo flag bearer
and I make catch of flag bearer last year no ye number 2 na we di mate uka see your pa ne befa your pa ye mfa that is exactly what happened.
And do you think
it's almost a report no
yes
me say Professor Michael Kwe a ocho report no report no sha see first page on start odomi kwa benya the backyard on ho no start say na Dr. Bawumia ye say and na Ghana for one no and na o ma start no mo dey ba me ye ka kire wo mo say me say Professor Michael Kwe report no on fa domi kwa benya nye page 1 no ntro ho asem ne ba no ne enti olusu domi kwa benya otimi kire ya report ne ya ka nyina ye befa enti sa ye befa honorable say chairman sabonsu o mo report no mo dey aba no eno na ye krojin
and they all can some
next day debut
if you want to see
charity begins at home yes and
yeah that's true
ti onim report ma no nim report me say on fa do me kwa benya page 1 the report no na eto so ansa no we do Dr. Bawumia so eno de ye beji atum otimi kire yen pa na ye hwem na enokre wakeka nokre ne enti a obema kentinka eko gina akoa no oba besia 29 years me ko gina anu mitimi akoa for 12 years e de ama party ama yetimi agi akonya ne de asi wo vote no so afi bia na ekosoro e de enti na ne baba mu akentinka sabe ye ka say Etwere be ma bo ade na tuo ni twere ne ba be ma ne bo ne ye wi wo do me kwa benya otimi ka kire yen a onfa sobo no so mbo Dr. Bawumia se ono na ama yare sente sa de a onyi Dr. Bawumia mfim na bebia sobo na wo se ye de kono yen fanko
but if you have another opportunity you would support Dr. Bawumia as mo flag bearer
you best support
given another opportunity
but every person deserves a second chance for me Obia deserves a second chance.
Okay.
Na Akufo-Addo ya dene kwa baako no etija wo. Ya dene kwa mienu etija. Ne mprensa so na betenai etena akunya no so. Ya kan so no ya bɔ ne dua akunya no ontimi fa ne tonka so da. Ghana ebi kekai. so Nyankopon hye ne ho animonyam ye de Nana Akufo-Addo betena so His Excellency Inti adan ye de one ticket akobaako Dr. Mahmoud Baumi akobaako na ya ye nim boni a ye di ye Ghana fo ye ni da ho ne ye kan ye ntie MPs ka abuei we wa obeka bia no ne target o constituency see betu cause who boy against ewo mu eso na enokre na ne ye ka no adentu no no akobaako ono de ye se ye de ne ba biom enye ye edientia Professor Mills okobaako ne fai okobaako amfa most of the times we first strike wa me ko MP first wa me lose ye okay me second time me win ye inti the power of incumbency no ultimately you see no second term because first term no aya na amafo ne ye wo de say afi no mamba wo de yenhwe omo kakra unya twa 8 ni wi a na Ghana for your madwen say ne ye de bema wa kwan ye de bema akwanya ye de bema na ye de ama wo ya wa ya na wa ye ne tikọ na obi mra it we were fighting against all odds and na ya nso ya ntoto ne ma bi ye ene ne kosi ye Reshuffle be was say banankofo bi regions bi kokoko ye adwuma last minute say mampanyi eyi nkrofo bi adi na mfaso bi ani so ekosi apathy e wo regions no omo yi nkrofo adi wo there be e wo aban mu and enya effect wo regions ni mu okay and it's our reshuffle na course last minute na if then reshuffle can you come be kind yeah okay reshuffle dey see anya major one bia okay but me part say SOEs no edu be 6 months 7 months no or say we nko we mra won sa de ni say no e de yaudie e baaye ko bi mo wona no mu di nkomo a ne region na ofi mu no na na o ye backbone e wo region ho a ono ne hwe omo party fo ni we no wabetena fie ne titafo ni nyina ase munyame yenhwe sa ne koye munyame yenhwe a ne omo ye ne koja ade ni guye nti yaudie bi obeya na wa ye ne ntem na reconciliation ni animu akoso but 7 months 6 months to elections a ne ma I say chairs bi a ne ye bobobobo no na emwa ena nipa na wode ne ba 7 months then obetimi ai o timi nya nti obeya na wa ye wa nya latter day reshuffle ni masesa we ni so ha dream papa ha dwene okay ebi mu afọ musika ma o nso na na etene mu achewo ebi anye campaign no ebi sika nso e wo so mo de bo mo amfa amwa because yaudi aba nipa na tene mu 7 months 7 years 3 months yes. Now you na dia enyo no benefit from amemu ne mo nto no nka wo say oso yasene but yaudi eba mu pe no akotena ne baabi o se munyame yenhwe amwa Obisa Mimusao, before we end on a light note, I say during her impasse in the Eswal Gav, she was heard abandoning her Ghanaian English and resorting to American slangs in her and also now there was it a new branding be an also put out no and the crowd can be Parry near the other. Well, so recently, Bolarebe posted interview be in the 90s.
Yes, I saw.
I think I'm a free America about okay. My accent has never changed.
It's been there all this.
And people think me bani yari ya me call hono. No, I worked
too short a time.
Yeah. I worked in the office of the Attorney General for the District of Columbia, DC, AG's office. That is where I worked after my schooling. Can you tell me, sir? It was Ghana, the everything, and many abrofi, and a year Juma. Sometimes when you obey your local politics now, I was there with me. Kakrani way. I am sure me say, oh.
Accent no hoda da.
I'm more
you speak more American English than Ghanaian English.
No,
that's more like it.
But politics need to refine it. Say Dominic Onimiache. He knows that. But I do baby. No, what's that? Oh my Ghana no.
Yeah, Ghana the eneba mumu.
Because the first time now me you know, I no can when I to tia.
About primary.
Let's suppose go just after coffee but bro ni bi fi abrochi about science. It's now was Mrs. Mukakra. Say I land any more for no more
science. Wow, that's interesting. But again, so Sa because now videos ne trendy.
Yeah.
Now a part of healing way na. Sa videos now never.
Oh, but could be a buy na ye everyday. Everyday you want the any biom. Hey, yes, you want the patri about my dine Hamilton.
Sir. And on a part of healing process
no, sir, I don't know.
When I say amount for Casa draw here, not TikTok video back one drop it. Now
everyday you want the any biom. I know dear. Minia.
We brutal.
When him. When him no hey ni just be no matter sad than one.
Okay.
Na me ba na wie surgery. Me akọ physio, how your friend physio, how friend rehab. Me akọ physiotherapy for a long time.
Sure.
And we tutu. And omo ka che me say obetimi aye.
Yes.
Etimi aye ye work bi o ma sa abo basketball mpo. And I'm say everyday. Sa ye ni biom. Aye, I've had it to you. I did to you. Many are in a from your sister. Who might be before I could see. I miss it. Hey, see, dear. Meet me in your mere of our dear. Why am I minimum bushia? Hey, Belmont, me Babelman, there's a woman. Then think Grandma come and now go baby buegu form. Or two, hey, near quarry have be a 29 near 2. If you're near that national wheelchair, and our crutches now, you're the number to Naka Muniako. Be me na wo gina wa wo tutu eh ni je kese ma me onye biom no on 1910 say na 11 it o mani ndwane afegana for you say Adwoa say NPP
bo NPP for it
then na esi wo NPP mu na me bo
as satano mu nyina ye apprehensive Adwoa wo he e-levy ye the day Adwoa ma Parliamentary na video ba ko drop it. It is said Obama will put question say on one kasana with Jow. But he's been so impressed with your interview this afternoon.
Thank you.
Say Obama in Pokwase. We say Obi ask Adwoa why their government didn't help his father's company to go forward, especially their cars. And I think we would end on this note. Yatese ene papa at the company ni bibi asha won no credit.
It's a dination don't kill
It is here what's your new way in the company? You are the CEO?
Yeah.
You are now the CEO?
Yeah.
Of the group and I said
of the group, the whole group. And then I was ordained and sorry so sorry ni na so ma.
Sorry mama and I also for mama and I then and I yes, general overseer of the church.
Hey, I can't tell you. What am I? Mom's supposed to obey me.
Okay.
It is the deputy.
The deputy general overseer of the church. And I was a company.
Exactly. In Patron.
Oh wow. Then send you your time in your politics, Bill.
Oh, it's a idea. So 4 years now, a woman now, regroup anyway. You know, intimate. So many the many share Jumanuna. The near match to 2 years. Olman to say,
some of the business units now, brothers name in the head. Cars, ne the any other.
To see any dear Nina, me and
Bia Babasha. Farms, ne share cars,
your quarry, your transport company, your hospitals, your pharmaceutical companies, your schools. Just a post in Newman, a whole empire on his own. Into everything, some technological side, and automobile, no so and your savings and loans and so it's a whole empire. He has
to take care of BBR.
Exactly. Now don't go tell Nyane Baba and
yeah, that's true.
Women can manage things better. To say.
But I thought we saw business unit heads.
Oh yeah, heads in everyone.
They will report to
exactly,
you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of confidence. How papa nya wo mu.
Pa. Wabo card the Marcos.
Yeah, the Marcos.
Bebre.
But when you're the firstborn.
I am the first.
Oh, you're the firstborn.
Patromini na bakan biologically. Apostle wa ma bebre.
Oh, okay.
But na sinimu ma
na. Na sinimu ma no na you first.
Patromina me penny.
And na sinimu ma no mo you saying?
Yes, 7.
You are the first.
Yeah, in mema miensa, in man 9.
Oh, okay. Then a matter of course say he would hand over to you.
Me patron.
And you've also built capacity to be able to manage.
And confidence.
And the confidence.
Ono so nya confidence will be mo say. Ye makosuasua nyina no. Sa memu kra no. Ana mrahye bedwa ni nyina kra no. Yetimi de we second in command. I'm sure say you can manage the whole family. The church is a family, it's a movement, it's a
There's also membership here, 1 point something million.
Yeah. You also you external branches. America acquired about 5 branches. England, other parts of Europe, Germany, Italy, France, baby.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
We wish you well. I mean, we would remember you in our prayers. Na yahwe se bibia betimi akoye. Enti Ekosiisen ne higher sempa 94.7 FM. Adwoa yedasi wish you very well. And when you decide say afi, eno na be me last question. Say you've not said goodbye to politics. You've not said goodbye to politics.
No,
to competitive politics. Like you've not said goodbye to contesting for a position.
Contesting for a position.
MP, national executive election.
I haven't said goodbye to politics. Any form of politics. I haven't can't goodbye to it.
Very well. Very well.
Just 4 years, maybe me old man to build the whole business empire.
Very well.
Thank you.
Ekosiisen is the highest empire FM. After this short break, Chairman Adekoka Ewaha, Honorable Michael Otrebefi, and so Yedin Komo.